Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Megaman ZX. In the last part, we got a few more biometals completed, and now it's time for us to take on our last main mission, which is also my least favorite mission in the game, hence why I'm taking it on last. A Slither Incorporated unit has been spotted in Area K. They're digging up something. It's big. There's a pseudoroid with a biometal fragment overseeing the operation. Head to Area K and recover the biometal from the pseudoroid. Alright. And now Area K is possibly one of the most strangely located in the game, because you access it through Area C3, which is an area we admittedly haven't been to before, but you access C3 through C1 anyway, which, odd, district alignment there for a town, but alright. Now, one thing I should note is that if you're playing along, I would actually recommend doing what I'm doing in either separate trips or not doing what I'm going to be doing in this stage at all. Because level 4 victory on the boss here is annoying enough, but going for the extra item here is possibly the hardest thing to do in the game. Also, hi Megaman's car from Megaman Battle and Chase. Also, I'd like to note, Model K is lava fields right next to a city. The dig site looks like it continues deep underground. Try to find a way down there. Alright. Now, Area K, to start off with, has a lot of boiling water in it that'll damage you outright when it comes from the geysers, but when it's in the actual pools, you can stand in it for a moment before actually getting any damage, which I recommend using to your advantage to platform around this place. Now, if it were for the fact that the hardest sub-tank in the game to get was here, this stage probably wouldn't be too bad. But due to how I have to go about getting it, it's annoying. Though admittedly, it can be harder than what I'm going to be doing. More on that when it becomes more prevalent, of course. Also, again, love the song here, but again, ZX just has such a good soundtrack. I think I've actually commented on the soundtrack more than I have the Zero Series ones, but that's because the Zero Series is a subtle kind of love to me, whereas this is just outright catchy. And conveniently, this geyser goes down right when we get to it. And down here is where we have this stage's sub-boss. A galleon! Haha, just kidding, it's a lava demon. Now, the way you were supposed to damage this guy is that when it deforms, you can attack the head. Using an overdrive Model H kills it really quickly. Otherwise, it becomes a very long fight of trying to dodge around its huge hitbox and attacks, and it'll cause, like, lava to fly up and such. I don't think the lava it uses can one-hit kill you, but every other instance of lava on this stage can. We were sent here to check out the trap in the area. According to reports, lava flows through the next area and sweeps intruders away. That lava will do you in if you come into contact with it. Oh, I almost forgot. I have something else to tell you. I've heard there's a device in Area K that controls the lava flow. If you can't find another way across, try turning the flow off. And that's what makes this stage also so long. If you want to just go for the boss, you just want to head east and never stop moving, because the lava will show up. However, I want to slow down the lava flow to make things a bit easier on myself, so I have to come up here into another lava chase sequence that's a vertical one instead. This one's actually very annoying. I think the lava gets natively slower after we beat the boss, but I could just be imagining that. And this climb is annoying because there are enemies and things that can hurt you around every corner, and dodging it all is annoying. Now, admittedly, you don't have to do this. Again, if you want to go for the sub-tank otherwise, you can do that without doing this section at all, but I want to make the sub-tank as easy to get as I can, so I'm doing this now. Also, there's data discs up here. Good luck getting those all in one trip. I recommend heading left here, by the way, because to the right is a lot of spikes, which is less things you can hit, yes, but it's also instant death if you do touch it. Also, I'm sweating a little bit right now, as you might be able to tell, because I have 1 hit point left. And the reason we came up here is down in this hole. This is where the lava control device is. Press up in front of it, and the enemy has placed this device to control the flow of lava. Lava flow control system. Change the speed, let's put it to slow. So now things are going to be a bit easier on me coming up. However, now I need to go through the rest of this screen to the left in order to reach the area where I can go back to the main areas. Because at the end of this screen, there's going to be a cable car that will take us back to the room right before where we fight the lava demon. At which point I have to jump back down that pit and do that all over again. Though thankfully you don't have to fight the lava demon more than once, at least in one visit to the stage. I'm not sure if you come back if it respawns. Because if I'm coming back to Area K, I'm either coming through the front for the front areas, or I'm coming through the end of it for some other things. Also, we'll be coming back to this screen later on, so keep it in mind. Press up in the cable car, and we're sent back to the other side of this little pit. Well, it's not very little, but you get what I mean. And back down we go into the volcano. At this point, now we just need to head right. Again, you can just head right off the bat, but I wanted to make sure I had as much of a chance as I could. Because right now, you want to dash as far right as you can, as quickly as you can, because there is lava following you from the left, and like all other lava, it is instant kill. Around the time you reach here, Mega Merge back into Model FX and charge up both beams so that you can take out these rocks. If you have them both charging simultaneously, you can get a 1-2 combo in, which will destroy them that much more easily. If I were playing with the lava on normal speed, it would be right on my ass about now. And that brings us up here. And by the way, I think we can actually see the lava flow right there. Yes, although that's technically the lava flow from the next screen. The moment you hear that little sound effect, press up, and we're led into this room, which has a switch in it. You can also tell this switch is here if you're in Model P, because the little version of the map that Model P has will show a door there. The Area K1 door has been unlocked. So now, after I beat the boss, I can go back and get the sub-tank. So now we just need to focus on getting to the boss, which is fairly easy, actually, because this also skips a decent chunk of the stage. Or at least the main line of the stage. Now we just need to jump over this last lava pit, and we are there. Watch out for those lava pillars, by the way. They are also instant kill. Now, despite the boss of this area obviously being a fire elemental pseudoroid, I want to change it to Model ZX because getting a level 4 victory on this specific boss is the most annoying one to do in the game. In fact, the fire pseudoroids are generally just the most annoying.
Hmm? Oh, it's you. You're the one going around stealing the biometal. I can feel your presence a mile away. It was drilling straight through the ground to me. Lord Serpent said there was an even more powerful biometal buried deep beneath the surface. But nothing is coming up. I'm the Model F pseudoroid, Flammole. I'll take you down, and the biometal you stole will be back, safe in our hands.
Flammole the Moleroid, very clever name there. His weak spot is his giant ass arms, which take up about a third of his sprite. To safely damage this guy, you just want to do single sword jump slashes, not charge slashes, normal sword slashes. The best time to damage him overall, though, is when he's doing this attack. When he's on the bottom, you can shoot a charge shot at his legs very safely. In terms of attacks, though, this guy's actually one of my favorite bosses to fight in the game because he's very fun to no damage. Because when he's not digging around like this, he likes to fire 3 kinds of firebolts at you, actually. One where he fires 3 little mines at different angles that you can jump around. The one where he fires a fire beam directly at you that will go up the wall, which you want to dash over. And one which he only usually does in the second half of his health bar, but he doesn't here, where he does a bit of a flame man thing, where he'll cause a few bars of fire to come up from the ground. 2 directly on you, the third one, which is the one that has a bit more of a wind-up, will cause 2 fire beams to pop up directly beside you on both directions, so you want to stand still for that. Fighting this guy normally is very fun. Going for the level 4 victory is the most annoying thing in the game. This stage overall just has a lot of annoyances trying to go for everything in one shot, and I'm not the biggest fan of it because of that. At least the music's good and the boss is fun, at least. But with this, that's our last pseudoroid down.
I see now. You weren't the one I sensed. It must have been Model W? Or is it something else entirely? Ah!
Well, maybe we'll find out. Wink.
Haha! What a waste that a loser like that had my power. Sorry, but it'll be some time before I can recover that password. Don't worry, I'll get it for you.
And with that, well, first off, Purple's back in Area H4. There's always 4 pseudoroids active. With that, we now have the fully extended weapon energy bar for Model F, and by charging up to a gold aura, if you had weapon energy, obviously, you could press down and while releasing, and you do your special charge attack, which is a bit of an earthquake attack that'll go forward a bit. And let's report in our mission.
We finally have all 6 biometal fragments. We must regroup and prepare. Head back to HQ.
And I could do that, but there's still the issue that sub-tank I mentioned was in this stage. To get that, we need to backtrack all the way back to that area where the lava generator speed thing was. But first, I should mention some things that have changed along the way, because the reason you can't get the sub-tank after the boss by backtracking is 2 specific reasons. One is that certain areas that were lower, like the door we came out of right after this lava pool, are now flooded with lava. That includes the area where the door to the sub-tank switch area was. And secondly, some areas are now just completely blocked off by some soot stuff, I believe. So that's why you have to do that all in one go. Otherwise, yeah, I think you have to revisit the stage from Area 1 and just go through it all again. Either way, back here after going back to the vertical section, this red thing is the door that switch opened. And by the way, I should mention, you need Model L in order to get this sub-tank. Because this boiling water here, you can't get through these spikes otherwise. But hey, that's our 3rd sub-tank. The hardest one to get in the game. And it's up there for the most annoying thing to get in the game. There's one other thing that's more annoying in my eyes in terms of just tedium, but we'll get to that. Either way, back at the beginning of the City Trans server, let's get back to the Guardian HQ because, well, we need to progress the plot a little bit before I can do some other things. Also, let's get into Model PX, because I don't think we've actually had a cutscene where we were Model PX yet. Alright, Prairie, how you doing?
Good work. We've successfully recovered the content on the data disk you brought back from the research lab. It was left behind by Sis after all.
It seemed to be a report on the biometal.
There was some kind of message on it, too. The message is to the Chosen One. In other words, you. I'm going to play it back now.
Alright. Gee, I wonder who that is.
Biometal report classification number 555913. Chosen One. This message is intended for the Chosen One who will one day find the biometal I have created. In order to fight against Model W, which has been causing the Maverick outbreaks, I have constructed Model X and Model Z with the data I have obtained on ancient heroes. There's still so much I don't understand, and I was forced to use the research on Model W as a basis for constructing the other 2 models. In other words, the ones with the potential to use Model X and Z are the same ones with the potential to unleash Model W. As a Chosen One, you have the power to save or destroy the world. I can only hope you use that power for good, and that you will decide to guide the people to a bright future.
How very CL of her.
The Chosen One can decide their own path. They can become a hero, or they can control the world. That explains why Prometheus said you were one of them.
The power within me is for protecting the people and ideals I care about. I refuse to be anything like Prometheus and the others. I'm relieved to hear you say that, Ale. It looks as if all the passwords have been reassembled. With them, you can enter the ruins where the Model W core lies. We should hurry. They're already digging and must be close to the core by now.
You're right. I'll enter the mission data into the trans server right away.
Ale, I believe in you.
Thank you. We've only come this far with your help.
Alright. Notable, that cutscene goes a different route with Vent, more so explaining the origins of Model W, but I'll go over that next part. For right now, let's look. Hey, we got all the dolls because we level 4 victoried all the pseudoroids. That's adorable. And now, for lack of a better word, we're going to be doing side quests a lot for the rest of this part and most of next part, more than likely. So first off, let's go talk to Flaeve. Or Flaeve. I still don't know how to pronounce this old guy's name. Notable, you could also, in the case you didn't get level 4 victories on the second fights with any respective biometal, you could also get them all the way up to level 4 if you wanted to. Again, that's 1700, which means if you got level 1 on both, that's like 3400 for a single biometal to get up to level 8.
Oh yes, Ale, please, take this with you. This chip will cut your weapon's charging time down. It used to belong to another Guardian, and it took time to synchronize it with your biometal. I just finished it a little while ago.
And we get my favorite chip in the game, the Quick Charger, which, as the name would suggest, reduces charge times. I don't want to say it halves it, but it certainly reduces it by a large margin. By the way, that's Model P's thing. It's a shield that will protect you from minor damage. Here's Model F's. But this is easily the most abusable with Model ZX, because you get your charge shots so quickly with your Buster in particular. Honestly, even though I find myself using the sword, the Z-Saber, for a lot of the normal enemies, the Buster's actually better for bosses. Hey there, Ale. I just went to Area K to fix the cable comm while I was working. Some screws fell out of my bag. And what's worse, they dropped into the geyser. Without those screws, I can't finish work on my pet project. I tried to go after them, but the lava flow almost toasted me. Could you find a way to retrieve them for me? And that sound effect indicates we just got our first side quest with Anguiel here. A lot of the side quests that we're going to be tackling are from people here in the Guardian HQ, but there will be a few in the town if I recall correctly. In terms of how we want to tackle a side quest, you want to go to your trans server, go into mission requests, and if another mission is there, like the screws, has an orange border, it's a side quest. Now, in this case, we need to head back to Area K, but it's actually faster for you to go through Area K4's trans server, because that will allow you to get all 5 screws in quick succession. And now for a lot of jump cutting through Area K. The first one is right where the blocks were that we needed to break in order to get the sub-tank accessible. In fact, there it is on screen right now. I'm not actually sure if you can theoretically get some of these on the way through the other direction if you wanted to. Because I do believe the lava flow will respawn if you head through the left, but it's just not worth doing. And the next one is very close to this one. You just have to go left a little bit, and there it is right there. The third one isn't until the next screen, and this one requires a bit of explaining how to get, because as you can see, it's in the lava here. This requires an ability of Model P I haven't had to use to this point. If you're on a thin platform like this and double tap down, you'll fall through it but grab onto it. Then you can press either jump or double tapping up on the D-pad, you'll flip back over it. And that's actually also another way you can get up here in the case you don't have Model H yet for some reason. And the next two are both located during the long-ass vertical section, both of them towards the end, though. You need to go right for that one, then you want to hit up the left portion of this little fork to get the other one. And that's all 5 screws, and at this point, I have to get all the way back to to Guardian HQ. But first, let's meet back in Area C2 around the red trans server. Why? Well, there's something here I could have done as soon as I first got Model H, but I didn't on the prospect of me never being around this area for a while after that. We can come up here and access this little terminal down here. Found power supply system. The power is on. Cut the power? Yeah. And that causes water to make a sound, so if we go back outside, the fountain is no longer active and there's a hole beneath it. This is blocked off if the power is on. And this leads to a door as well as a data disk that leads to another trans server that we can use to teleport. So now if you need to get to Area C2 or early Area E, you can come through here. This is actually a very handy trans server to get for side quests. With that, let's head on back to Area X and give those screws back to Anguiel. Sup, dude? Handed over the screws. Hey, you brought back all the screws! This is great! I should have known it would be no sweat for an ace transporter. Now I can get finished what I was working on and burp apparently at the same time. Ugh, gross. And with that, we can now head to the trans server, report our mission, and the side quest is completed. And we also get a wind boots chip for doing this one, which makes you not slide when you're in heavy winds, like during the Angkor fight or Huracan. But I don't honestly use this one too much because I just don't find it too useful. But with that, I'm going to end this off here. Thank you guys for watching, and next time, we're going to be doing a lot more side quests. See you guys then.